So, I wanted to talk today about how to deal with stalker cards. Okay. So, a stalker card is very simple. It's that card that whenever you're reading, when it for yourself, whenever anyone else is reading for you, whenever you're just idly shuffling through the cards, the stalker card is the one that just keeps on popping up. If you work with tarot or use it regularly in your own life, I have no doubt you will have come across this unusual phenomenon. And it is fantastic. In an hour's reading with a client, I often do quite a lot of mini readings, trying to understand whatever problem the client has come to me with from different angles. And you will always get one or two key cards that will come up in every single reading. I love the way that works. Unfortunately for me, for the last few months, the Tower has been my stalker card. It's no surprise. My marriage has ended quite I'm trying to think what to say. Shockingly, I guess it was an unexpected ending. And yeah, the Tower definitely represents that. The Tower does have good meanings as well. It can mean inspiration, it can mean breaking free, it can have a sort of a phoenix rising sort of feel to it with the fire and the lightning bolt. But for many people, particularly when it's a stalker card, particularly when it's part of a big reading, the Tower represents unexpected life changing change. The sort of thing, if we look at the figures falling, that makes your stomach churn. If we look at the figures falling, the sort of thing that makes you feel as if everything is out of control and nothing is quite what you thought it was. But let's have a little closer look at the Tower. The tower itself doesn't appear to have a doorway or any way in or out. To me, the tower represents something that used to make you feel secure, but has now become a trap. Okay, that could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be a home, it can be many things. It can also be psychological mindsets and habits. The crown here, to me, shows us that the tower is something that we deemed very important. We put it at the center of our life. It became our crowning obsession, if you like, and that perhaps we took energy from other things to try and shore up this tower. The fire, I love the fire. I love the lightning and the fire. Yes, on the one hand, it's clearing out of the old ways, but I very much associate the fire with the solar plexus. To me, the tower becomes really powerful when, if we identify ourselves with one of the falling figures, instead of passively accepting the change, we use our will. I will accept this. I will jump into this and I will let this whole damn thing fall down. So to me, I love the fire. Fire represents our will, deciding to allow this to happen, deciding to jump into the void rather than remaining trapped for any longer. And the little flame-like symbols here, they are yods. They are the first letter of Jehovah's, or they represent the first letter of Jehovah's name, and they signify a blessing. So if you are getting the tower, and I'll move on to the spread in just a moment, if you are getting the tower for yourself, my honest advice is to really connect with the fire energy here, which is so beautiful. It's the light in this card, is the fire. What does your will tell you to do? No more passive accepting. What do really focus on your solar plexus. What does your will want you to do? So you've been getting your stalker card, which hopefully is a little lighter and more joyous than mine. Um, the first thing you do is you actually sit and look at your stalker card. Okay, the pictures are there for a reason. It's very, very easy if you're a tarot newbie or if you're confused by a card to go straight to the books. In my opinion, that is a big mistake. The first thing you do is you look at the card, really spend some time looking at it. Whilst you're doing this, shuffle the rest of your deck and really ask for guidance. Now, I pull 3 cards for this. I don't really give them a specific meaning, but I guess they are really a sort of a past, a present, and a future, but very sort of general. And then I just, shuffle. I like to cut. I did this before the spread to give me the time to really focus. and I use the 3 cards to help me to understand my stalker card. So the first card is the King of Swords. I definitely coped with my marriage breakdown by being very diligent with my time usage. Okay, I filled my time with things that I thought it was wise to fill my time with. I painted, I worked, I baked. I was very, very busy. I tried to be very organized with everything I did. I was definitely the King of Swords. The king, when it comes to court cards, I don't see the age or the gender as representing our physical body. I see it as very much our mindset. I see the 16 court cards as 16 very different psychological types that can be referring to us or to other people. I know that when the tower moment happened, I became the King of Swords. I became very in control. I tried to react to what was happening around me in a very calm and authoritative manner. The King of Swords. The point of doing past, present, future in this spread is it allows you to understand and validate the past and the future, so that, sorry, the past and the present, so you get some idea of that your future card is accurate. So the Three of Pentacles totally backs up what I've just been saying. I tried to build a good foundation in my life. I tried to build a new foundation in my life that was very much to do with work. This is a card of work. And I tried to, I also see this is in the crypt. These are black pentacles, the only black pentacles in the deck. To me, that's to do with shadow work. Shadow work is it seems so big, but actually shadow work is about accepting those parts of yourselves that you'd rather not. It's about looking deeply into your own psyche, and I did a lot of that. I really tried to own my part in the marriage breakup. And I do feel, if this is the present, that I have finally, if we look at the tower, I've finally reached the ground. I've stopped falling. I've reached a place of foundation. So what comes next? Seven of Pentacles. I love the Seven of Pentacles. To me, this is about pausing to reflect on my assets, not so much financial, I'm afraid, but much more to do with my home, my work, children. What have I got that's of value to my life? And how do I start to live my life from this moment on? There's that little Ace of Pentacles there hidden under his feet, new beginnings. I always look at the card at the bottom of the pack. To me, it's a really important part of the whole reading. And you may have noticed that the way I read, and I always read like this, both professionally and for myself, is I do one card at a time, and then I try to see how they're building a story or a pattern together. So the card at the bottom of the pack is Judgment. I'm really happy for that. Judgment to me is a card of waking up. It's a card of feeling whole again. I see that these very often represent the different masks, the different roles that we play in life. And the more stressed, the more, if I come back up here, controlling, the more difficult, the more compressed our life is, the more that we have to play different roles to survive expectations on us. Judgment often comes up at that moment when people say, do you know what? I'm not going to play that game anymore. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be me. Okay. And I really feel I've got there. I love patterns in tarot, you know, the way that they blend together. I love the powerful image between the lightning and the sound in the two main cards, with three minors really helping me to understand the journey to get to this point. So that is my my little tarot spread to unlock a stalker card. And just to recap, it's so simple. You get your stalker card out, really look at it, really see the images and allow it to fill your mind. Whilst you're doing that, shuffle the rest of your deck, cut if you like to cut, and pull three cards that put the stalker card into context, or unlock it, as I like to say. It's a very general spread, but I do like to think it's past, present, and future. And then look at the card at the bottom of the pack, just to see if it gives you any deeper meaning to the whole spread. Use the card at the bottom of the pack to really sort of sandwich the whole thing together. If you get any cards that fly out or jump out, I tend to in a bigger reading, I'll put them back in and see if they come out again, which is a very useful technique. In a smaller reading, I tend to just put them to one side and think, okay, you're useful. That's interesting. The card that jumped out was the Knight of Cups. It's interesting. The moment I stopped falling, the moment that I reached the ground, if you like, that I got to my firm foundation, it was doing during a shamanic journey with a very good friend of mine who is psychologically very much fitting of the Knight of Cups character. So it's fascinating how it all ties together. That's why I love tarot, and that's why I never get bored of reading and teaching tarot.